Square, if you were going to release this game in English, give a guy a heads up first before he buys the Japanese version.
Yeah.
Well, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spelunker Party for the Nintendo Switch, an interesting little revival of the original Spelunker for the NES.
Okay.
Alright.
It was actually released the original Japanese release was done pretty close to that of the Switch's release, but we got the English version well later. So anyway, here's our story. Have you ever seen a comet? They're usually too far away to see from Earth, but sometimes they just pass on by.
Yeah.
I've never seen a comet.
And on rare occasions, they get too close. One night, a great rumbling sound woke Spelunket with a fright.
Her literal name is Spelunket.
Yes. Spelunket stared in amazement as a comet streaked through the dark sky.
Aw. I said, aw. A-W-E.
She heard a faint boom and felt a little shake as the comet disappeared upon the horizon. In the morning, Spelunket's friend, the fairy chief, visited her with a worried look on his face. Because apparently she's friends with fairies.
You know, as is her wont.
Did you see the comet last night? Asked the fairy chief.
It's very common.
Seely, that's you.
It's very common.
Of course I did. Say of course I did.
Wait,
Well, did you know that strange things have been happening since?
Yes.
Yeah.
Voice her! Anyway,
no one
sorry.
told me that, sorry.
Beasts are growing more wild, and ghosts are materializing, spoke the fairy chief nervously. Your ancestors could talk with all forms of life, just as you are able to talk with me.
Pictured here, apparently.
I'm sorry, no one told me.
Sorry? I'm sorry to have to ask, but the fairy chief continued apologetically. Oh, sounds like Matt.
Fuck you.
Would you try speaking with the Earth's core to see what's wrong?
By the way, you may or may not die due to pressure and or heat temperatures of the underground.
By the way, your pal Spelunker could help, the fairy chief trailed off. Or maybe not.
He's not even the main character of the game?
Or maybe not.
Don't forget to brush your teeth, shouted the fairy chief as he flew off quickly. Okay.
Okay.
Are you a fairy chief or the tooth fairy?
Spelunker grabbed her... Honestly, I wouldn't have been shocked if that really was the tooth fairy.
I pulled double shifts.
Yeah, sure you do.
I know, him saying... never mind.
Well, there goes the
So,
thing.
with that said, welcome to our home base, our camp.
Just go what you say. Remember, reality is an illusion, the universe is a hologram, bye go, bye!
Thank
so,
you.
yeah.
On that note, why don't we start exploring through the caves for the actual game? Because, you know, this is a game.
I'm sorry, Celia, you missed your one line.
Yeah, honestly, tell me Spelunket doesn't look a little lit like Seely.
She does. So
Yeah.
what are lithostones, and is there co-op?
Yes, there is co-op. In fact, this game has online co-op, and if I wanted to, I would have totally forced you guys to play along with me, but I know you guys don't have the money.
I have the money, I just didn't really have the interest.
Yeah, fair enough. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, here's Spelunker. Well, the gameplay of Spelunker. You go through a whole bunch of catacombs and caves in order to... What? What I say?
Go climb down a rope one more time. Climb down a rope, please, for me.
Hold on.
Just
Wait till the
watch.
bomb happens.
Just
Whoa.
watch when she goes down. Just watch when she climbs down a rope.
Ow, my leg!
Really, there's fall damage? Or there's fall damage?
Yes, if you fall from too great a height, that counts as a death. If you drop
height.
from a ledge, that counts as a death. If you even do that, that counts as a death.
Wait, what?
Very low fall damage, apparently. Like,
Oh
you
yeah,
have
no,
to,
like
no
you
jumping.
This is the greatest walk cycle of all time.
Was this based off of another game?
Oh yeah, no, dude, this was based on like the very original NES Spelunker games. Like easily one of the most hardest NES games you'll ever play.
Which, yeah, speaking of which, yes, if I was wondering, because I was wondering it too, Spelunky is heavily inspired by this series.
Yes. That being said, on playing the two, they're really not that much. They're really actually not that similar. They're just only in name only.
I honestly thought Spelunky was an actual sequel years later.
Nah, I thought so too, but that was just an indie thing.
Purely an indie thing that, the two barely have much of a connection to each other, so I don't really.
Ow! Spike trap!
Ow!
Whoops.
Oh,
So,
that
James-
counted too?
Yep, you need to be careful. Oh, so James, what's that meter in the up top?
That is your air meter.
Oh.
Air.
Because obviously you're deep underground where there's no trees to be found. You're gonna run out of air sooner or later.
Carsus.
Now,
That
Yeah,
oxygen is
easy.
running out too fast.
Well, look at how fast she's going everywhere. She's not working. She's not.
That's a good point. With how she walks, she probably breathes like.
Yeah, she's like power walking. He's like, no, and don't breathe with your mouth open. You'll dehydrate. Yeah, breathe into the
I
nose,
learned that
out
the hard
mouth.
way.
Yeah, me too.
So what are our items, James? Oh.
So we have bombs, which can sometimes help break through certain secret walls. Good luck finding some of them.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit, we're almost out of air. But this stone is so shiny.
What are these lethal stones?
You better
They're
hurry
your
and
main
find some air.
Yeah. Pretty
Oh
good.
no!
Oh good, the spikes took me out.
What?
Wait,
That's
what?
not a good thing.
Do you?
I'd rather die from spikes than die from.
Yeah, you get to keep them. I see on the upper right, but you do have a limited
Suffocation.
number of lives per level.
Yeah. I think you only have like five lives whenever you start a stage, and oh look, a whole bunch of coins. I'm sure nothing wrong's gonna happen at all. Cue the Indiana Jones reference.
Indiana Jones
no.
Run!
Well, at least they get done over with in the very first level.
Thank goodness.
Ba-ba-da-ba, smash.
So what is our? So what are the items that we could? You said bombs and rope.
There's bombs, not rope. There's bombs and also, I forget. They're like aerial light sources. Like you throw one out, it explodes into like a great
Flare.
bright. Yeah, pretty much a flare. You could use that to take care of bats.
Yay! Sealy leveled up.
Yay! So that being said, I honestly don't know what the point is to leveling up.
Don't you unlock stuff? Like, look, you got coins and.
Well, you can get coins and all that naturally, and with all the lethal stones, we got pieces to form clothing.
Goggles.
Ooh.
Does
So
this
see,
do
we got a
anything, or
pair
is it
of
just
mountain
cosmetic?
Yeah, it's not just cosmetic. They do have their own perks. Like some will give you more. Will give you
There's a doggy. I saw a doggy.
Yes, there's
You
a
get
doggy.
pets.
We'll see that doggy later. But with that said, we're gonna give Celia a break and go switch to the
Bob the Builder.
pretty much.
Bob the Builder. Can he fix it?
Fix it.
No!
I don't know
Nope.
why I'm doing this.
Nope,
voice.
because the Earth is
Say,
already
"Don't
doomed to global warming.
even."
Rats.
What did you say, Sealy?
I said don't even.
I'm sorry, it happened. It's been done.
Hey, it's my fault,
Go.
technically.
Actually, it was James's fault.
Look at that
Well, that
butt.
said, I'm playing as the Spelunker here, and basically, he looks so odd and goofy. Well, hey, that's what he looked like in the original NES
It's a
game.
climbing animation.
Look at that butt wiggle. Oh, who's there? So weird.
Tiny
So,
things.
so how does the co-op function?
Basically, it's a simultaneous play, and okay. This is one thing you're gonna need. So I tried to push on this stone, but it won't stay that way. To go across that bridge and get the lethal stone past it, you need a friend.
Wow, I'm not gonna lie. That's actually kind of BS. That this game is now officially incompletable unless you have someone else to play with.
Yeah, pretty much.
It should be optional or have its own separate mode.
Yeah, though that being said, along the way you can find certain animal buddies, and I could be wrong, but I think there might be one that might help you out with that. I haven't gotten far enough in the game to clarify that though.
That is true. Okay.
I mean, if so, then I mean that helps. But at the same time, just locking certain shit up for co-op does seem a bit stupid, especially in the main game of all things.
Right, because like, what if I live in like, I don't know, frickin', what if I live in the Alps? What if I'm actually playing this in a cave and I'm the only one in the cave?
How are you going to download it in the first place?
That is true. I'm not gonna download it. The game looks okay, but like
I think it's a fun game. I think.
I mean, I guess I will say that I could see myself playing this more often than I do Spelunky, because there is actual levels to it, and it's not just permadeath. Like, there is always a sense of progress somehow.
Yeah, like it
Now,
actually it feels a bit more focused.
Now, how would you say does it compare to the original difficulty of the classic?
This is far more how should I put this? It is far more forgiving than the original games.
He says as he dies.
Like I said, more forgiving than the original games, where your control is so goddamn loose that more often than not you're gonna fall off by complete accident.
Just by walking off ice physics.
I mean, especially with these growths, because apparently Because apparently you can't, like, if you just even nudge on the left or right of the control pad, then you just immediately lose your grip, and then you die.
Oh, that sucks.
But thankfully this game does not fall under those rules.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
you actually
it looks
stick
like-
to those vines. You stick to the swinging vines, and,
So you
well...
jump off.
Yeah, and you're all the better for it, but you still can't drop... still can't survive a 5-foot drop.
Or jump off of a platform to another one. You have to just
Yeah.
walk. Like, that, I guess that's the best way to play it, is use jumping very sparingly. Like, just almost play like a Captain Toad level at first.
Exactly. You know, that is kind of a missed opportunity. Why isn't Captain Toad playable?
That'd be cute if they had
By
him
the
as like a that'd be cute.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I was spoilers. Not spoilers. That'd be really cute if they had him as like a guest cameo character on the Switch version, like a
Yeah.
like a skin.
Yeah, I mean, it worked. Besides, he can't jump or shit, so it'd be perfect.
Speaking of Switch, did anybody notice that the side of those switches that we've been standing on to end the levels, those look like the side to an actual Switch controller?
Kind of like
I
kind of
didn't
like
notice
the
that,
Joy-
actually.
Yeah, like the Joy-Con. Like it kind of
Yeah.
looks like the light, like the LEDs
Oh,
that
that's cute.
show
Yeah.
what player you are.
Come for adventure.
I think they mainly do it that way because, well, to progress through levels, you obviously need to have all of your party members available at that time.
Yeah.
Which
So
makes
how-
sense. I mean, you wouldn't want to leave any of your comrades behind on a spelunking journey.
Right. So how long would you say the game is actually?
It's fairly beefy. I mean, like the levels themselves can usually range to around maybe 3 minutes to around 10 minutes. Like if you're not doing too well. Ghosts! How can we possibly fight it? Well, we have an air gun that'll take care of them.
But it uses
How did
up
you
your
activate
air.
the air gun?
It uses
Well,
up
it's a
air.
button you always have. It's a button you always have on you, but you don't want to do it because that wastes your oxygen supply as well.
Oh.
Oh, you spooked me. We'll give you a good spooking.
Okay.
But yeah, but yeah, like again, this game's actually pretty beefy, and I mean, if I'll give something to the current U.S. release of it as opposed to the original Japanese release, which is what I had to rely on to play it in the first place, because I did have a bit of an interest with this game. It's only $30, and it
It's
is
even
currently.
more funny if you focus on her headlamp flickering up the wall.
But look at the side. Kind of looks like the LED. I don't know. The last one on each one does look like it.
Oh, jeez. You got
Okay.
3 ghosts to deal with now.
Just
No
little
biggie.
bursts. Now, how long do you have to keep it? Like, is it just one hit and they're already dead? Or you have to keep like a little constant stream on them for
Just
a little bit?
I would say just hold on to it until they start to react to it. By that point, you're safe.
Okay.
So anyway, for those that want to give this game a shot for themselves, honestly, I would recommend it. Like, it can be hard at times, but not to the point where I would call it outright bullshit. It's just, well, if you can accept the fact that you're pretty much as brittle as Mario was in the original Donkey Kong arcade release, then I think it's a pretty good arcade experience. And again, it's available on the Switch.
Oh, ghost! She got spooked.
She got spooked to death. But yeah, it's available on Switch, and surprisingly enough, it also got a Steam release.
Okay.
Like that kind of came out of nowhere. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
We need a pet. We need a friend.
Yep. But we don't got no friends because
What sort of co-op actions can be done? Like, can I go? Oh goodness!
Oh god!
Oh, God.
No! Oh,
Help!
Ow!
that's a lot of.
How do you do that?
You need a lot of air. You may have to take. You may have to make multiple trips.
You mean we gotta put on airs?
That's right,
Isn't that
Patrick. We
real
do need to
cool?
put on airs.
Oh my gosh! Come
Did
on.
anyone get my reference?
What did you say?
What did you say?
Gotta put on those airs and act real cool.
What's that from?
But
Oh,
you
I
have
know-
to realize that you're acting like fools.
Whoa! Come
That-
on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come
That's
on!
what's the name of the song?
It's
Come on,
word up.
come on,
Word
come
up.
on,
Yeah.
come
Thank
on,
you.
come on,
Every-
come on, come on,
Every
come
time
on.
I hear that song, every time I hear that song, all I can think of now is the ending to Kingsman 2. 'Cause
Sorry,
that's
I was
the,
laughing-
That's the
oh.
song that they use for the final fight between.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Around the world.
Oh yeah, and also if you notice on the left side of the oh god,
Oh no!
Oh, jeez.
this is gonna take a lot of air.
Die.
I was gonna say I was laughing before because the way that Logan and I sighed of relief, it was if we were actually breathing in
Gasping in
oxygen.
air, like,
Oh look, a gold lethal stone. I'm gonna grab it. Oh god damn it.
Dang.
Well,
Come
now
on,
what?
Ghost.
Let's go back
Can't
up.
do anything about it, unfortunately. You can't use
need
your
a
air
pet.
gun while you're crouching.
We need a pet to help us. I just thought it was
We
just
need a better gun.
I just thought that was so cute. I just
gun?
thought that was so cute.
Hey,
Like,
wait,
alright.
look at the edge of this one.
I
Like
saw
the
it
little
kind of.
squares look like it. I don't know, it looked like it. To me.
Yeah, they
Well,
look like
I'm
the
an
LEDs
idiot,
on
I'm
your
going
joint.
No,
on
no,
your
I
joint.
saw it. No, stop. Yeah, we did it.
Now
So,
that
how
being
do you get-
said, if you guys don't want, if you guys also don't want to shell out like a good $30 or so for a very decent experience, there technically is a free-to-play version of this game that came out before it. In fact, Spelunker Party is actually a updated version of the free-to-play game, Spelunker. Trying to remember what Spelunker World. That's it, Spelunker World, which is available on PS4.
As
So if you wanna
one
play it that
dead
way, you have that
reached the
option.
dead end, she saw a small white dog digging.
There's Sealy.
Wait, hey, puppy!
Oh, that is.
Wait,
Oh,
hey,
that's
puppy!
Spelunker.
Something
Sorry.
cool over there.
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jordy.
Okay, there's Spelunker.
Nice to meet you, Snowball. Can we
Wow,
help you,
Spelunker.
Dick?
Snowball explained to Spelunker that Snowball explained to Spelunker that he was a dog and thus could not understand English. Snowball hasn't found anything good yet. He was actually confused how the hell it got here. He was digging one bone, and then one thing led to another, and then questioned Snowball.
Of course you can come along, Spelunker.
Snowball joined the adventure. I like dogs, Spelunker whispered to himself.
Lucky for you, I'm a dog lover.
I like trains.
So now Snowball's joined us, and you can use him at any time.
What does he do?
Basically, if you equip Snowball, and he'll join along with you on your adventure. First of all, and secondly, he can actually dig through certain glowy spots throughout a stage.
Ooh.
Usually for the sake of digging up more lethal stones or whatever. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for our look at on Spelunker Party for the Nintendo Switch. I mean, again, I said before, I think this is a pretty fun little arcade adventure, and if you're willing to shell out the $30 for it, I'd say go for it. Or if you're really that big of a cheap ass, you can play the outdated Spelunker World for the PS4.
Okay.
Which also has online co-op, thankfully. But on that note, I'm JamesmanXtreme.
Lucky Jack 20.
I am Princess Lita.
Jordan the Cat 11.
And remember, reality is an illusion to you versus hologram. Bye, go bye.
Thank you, Chair Chief. Till next time, guys.
Bye.
Time to go over my identity crisis.